Welcome to the One Family Podcast, where we encourage and equip families for the marriage and parenting journey. Each week, we share practical insights and real-life encouragement to help you strengthen relationships, navigate challenges with confidence, and build a home where love and connection thrive. This week, as our nation celebrates 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a significant milestone often called America's semi-quincentennial, Liz and Dave wrote in their Tuesday letter about the importance of appreciating the good in our country that we often take for granted.
So today we're going to expand on that idea and share several important lessons and insights parents can teach their children as we celebrate America 250. We need to remember that this anniversary is about more than fireworks, parades, or remembering specific historical events. As parents, it gives us a great opportunity to teach our children about history, responsibility, gratitude, courage, and the values that shape a nation. And one of the greatest gifts we can give our children is helping them understand the story that they're a part of. Every family has a story, and every nation has a story. And when children understand where they come from, the sacrifices that shape their opportunities, and the responsibilities they carry forward, it helps them to develop a stronger sense of identity and purpose. The first thing we can teach our children is that history matters. History is not just a collection of dates, names, and events that they memorize for a test. History is the story of people, their decisions, sacrifices, failures, courage, and perseverance. The founding of America was built around a revolutionary idea that people have God-given rights and that the government exists to protect those rights. The Declaration of Independence expressed this brief when it said, "All people are created equal and all are endowed with certain unalienable rights." Now, teaching history doesn't mean pretending everything was perfect. Every nation has moments of greatness and moments where people failed to live up to their ideals. But this is actually one of the most important lessons for our children. We can teach them that we can celebrate what is good and acknowledge what was wrong. We can learn from mistakes, and we can continue working towards being better.
That's such an important parenting principle because we teach our children the same thing in our homes. Our kids aren't perfect, our families aren't perfect, but we don't ignore the mistakes, we learn from them. The same is true when we teach history. A healthy understanding of history helps children develop humility, gratitude, and wisdom. So why not take time as a family to learn one story from American history each month? And don't just focus on famous leaders. Learn about ordinary people who showed courage, sacrifice, and perseverance. And ask your kids, what can we learn from this person? What choices did they make? And how can we apply this lesson today? The second lesson we teach our children is that freedom is a gift, but freedom also comes with responsibility. Sometimes children hear the word freedom and think it means, I get to do whatever I want. Sometimes adults think that too. But true freedom is not simply the ability to choose, it's the ability to choose wisely and responsibly. A person who is controlled by anger, selfishness, addiction, or selfish desires may have choices, but they aren't truly living in freedom. Real freedom requires character.
Our nation's founders understood that freedom requires responsibility from its citizens. A free society depends on people who value honesty, service, courage, and integrity. As parents, we can connect this to everyday life. Freedom means I can speak, but I should also speak with kindness. I can choose, but I should also choose wisely. I have rights, but I also have responsibilities. I can pursue my dreams, but consider how my choices affect others.
This is a powerful connection for families because children learn responsibility in the small things before they understand the bigger things. Things like keeping promises, taking care of their belongings, serving others, telling the truth, and doing what's right even when it's hard. Those everyday lessons build the character needed for a healthy family and a healthy society.
The third insight is teaching our children gratitude. It's easy for a generation to take blessings for granted. Many of us enjoy freedoms, opportunities, and convenience that previous generations sacrificed greatly to create. Our children may not naturally recognize that. And again, some adults don't either. They may not understand the sacrifices of soldiers, leaders, parents, grandparents, and everyday citizens who help build the world that they live in.
Gratitude doesn't happen automatically. It needs to be cultivated. Parents can create moments where children learn to notice and appreciate. For example, we visited historical sites. We talked with grandparents about their experiences. And when I was young, I had to interview someone who had lived through the Great Depression. So I interviewed my great-grandfather. I learned a lot. One of our sons had a similar school assignment and interviewed my great-uncle who served in Europe in World War II. You could also read biographies, attend community events, and just simply thank people who serve. Help your children ask, who helped make this possible? Because gratitude changes the way we see life, and a grateful child becomes an appreciative adult. The fourth lesson is helping children understand that they are not just observers of history, they're participants. Every generation inherits something, and every generation leaves something behind. Our children will shape the future through their choices. The question isn't just, what kind of country will they inherit? It's also, what kind of country will they help build?
We often talk about leaving a legacy for our children. But part of parenting is helping our children understand that they also have a responsibility to leave a legacy. They can make a difference through how they treat people, serve others, how they use their talents, how they participate in their communities, and how they live out their values, or our core family values. Great nations are built by ordinary people faithfully doing things with excellence. The final insight we want to share is the importance of teaching children that strong families and strong communities are built on values. For many families, faith is a foundational part of America's story, influencing how generations have understood purpose, morality, service, and human dignity. As parents, we have the responsibility to intentionally pass on these values we believe that matter most. Because values simply aren't inherited, they're taught.
Our children are constantly being shaped by voices around them. Culture teaches, media teaches, friends teach, schools teach. And parents have the privilege and responsibility to be the primary teachers of their children's hearts. We're teaching them through conversations, we teach through our example, and we teach through the way we live. The question is not whether our children are being influenced. The question is, who is shaping that influence?
As America approaches its 250th anniversary, this is a unique opportunity for families, not just to celebrate a birthday, but to remember a story of courage, of sacrifice, a story of ideas worth pursuing, a story of people who believed that they could build something better.
And as parents, we have an opportunity to help our children understand that they are part of that story. We can teach them history, we can teach them gratitude, we can teach them responsibility, and we can teach them character. And most importantly, we can model what it looks like to love others well, serve faithfully, and use our freedom well.
Thank you for joining us today on the One Family Podcast. We hope today's conversation encourages you to have a meaningful conversation with your family and continue building a home where love, purpose, and connection thrive. So until next time, keep investing in what matters most, your one family.